Alright, after doing the Windurst raid last night, we have the next quest in that Vana'diel quest line called Distant Promises, given to us by Aljal, which is how Preesh pronounces it, so it's how I'm going to try to pronounce it. In Jeuno, here we go. Let us return to Mamook for now. Perhaps someone in the Landsguard spied Sareel Ja as he fled. I think they're pronouncing Sareel Ja as Sareel Ja, and I don't like it. It's spelled surreal. Give me something. If it's Saral, it's S-U-R-A-L. You butt-face monkeys. Do I have... I think I apologize. We'll do this quick. I try not to pass up. If I still need fates in an area to like complete all the fates for that, you know, Taral, basically, in this case, if I see one, I gotta do it. Especially, I know, if I see an up arrow, a bonus fate, gots to do it. I also need to turn the names back to show full name and not abbreviate. How did I kill that guy so fast? Did I get like a double crit on something? And a crit direct on a big spell? Wait, how many more I have to kill? Or are they not giving a whole lot of progress per kill? So we fly east, we leave Jeuno, back to Yaktel. The colorful neon bushes and clam looking things, or like, well, leaf fronds glowing and growing on the tree trunks and limbs, branches. We talked to this Landsguard messenger outside of Mamook with Aljal and Preesh. Glad to see you returned in one piece, Mercy. We heard from Aljal, so Sareel Ja's schemes beyond the rift have been thwarted then? That is well. We've routed the last of the echoes on this side of things, thanks in large part to Bakulja Ja. However, we recently lost contact with one of our scouts shortly after they reported sighting Sareel Ja somewhere near Gok Drak Descent. Bakul Ja is heading there now, but it would put our minds at ease if you were to accompany him. Of course, says Preach. It sounds as if he's not far from the portal to Jeuno. From the portal to Jeuno, we should hurry. Okay. The faster way would just be to use the Mamul Ja a tiny bit inside the town. Actually, he's pretty much right next to the Aetheryte in there. To teleport to the entrance to Jeuno, right there, and then just a short jaunt to the northwest, but for whatever reason I have chosen the long way. I really could not tell you. I just started going this way, realized immediately I should just use the teleport, but then didn't. Who knows? Who knows why life is as life does? Why people is as people are? Nope, it's a very busy spot. We find a Landsguard soldier. It looks like we have a bunch of dead Lamiae. One Mamul Ja on one hand down, one knee down pose, breathing hard. Another kind of nursing his shoulder. Let's see what's up. Sareel Ja, he took us unawares. We tried to stand our ground, but he forced his way into the Skydeep Cenote. Bakul Ja arrived but moments ago and immediately set off in pursuit after taking our report. I hope he can handle that slippery snake. If anyone would be fine, it's him, says Preach. That said, Sareel Ja is not wont to give up without a fight. We haven't a moment to lose, says Aljal. Cutscene. Sareel Ja is running toward the portal. I believe that opens up into living memory, I think. He's kind of like catching his breath, hand to chest. Perhaps I should make for the Mist Continent. No, it would be all too easy for them to track me there. Whips out his staff, holds it up. Purple and a blue glow. A portal appears in front of him. I have no choice but to return to the rift. We hear the clanks of probably Bakul Ja, and it is Bakul Ja. He has broken through some more Lamiae and an orc. It's over, Sareel Ja. It's over, Sareel Ja. By the authority of the Landsguard, I'm taking you into custody, says the mighty head. He goes rushing at Sareel Ja. Already they're upon me. I must set aside my pride, if only for a moment. Sorry, it's an unclickable. I have to be quick. He takes a knee, bows his head. I beg you, wait, my king. Your king, says Bakul the mighty. If Tuliolal is to return to its former glory, the Mamul Ja require a worthy leader to unite them, and there remain none more worthy than you, the elevated chosen. Indeed, I have no doubt your father, too, longs to see you take your rightful place upon the throne. So come, Bakul Ja, come with me to... So you would tempt the lapdog with not a bone, but a crown? I didn't expect your bravado to give way so easily, Sareel Ja. You won't be gloating for long, he says to himself. Preach comes running up, as do Aljal and myself. Ah, what fortuitous timing, you three. Please, will you not convince our dear Bakul Ja here to stay his blade? After everything you've done to sully the memories of our home for our twisted ends, you expect us to help you? I wish to make amends. Yes, amends for my transgressions. You were cursed as a child to never age, is that not so? Being made from memories as you are, it would be a simple matter to restore the flow of time to you. She shakes her head. I'm fine just the way I am, thank you very much. And since you admit you've done wrong, we should discuss punishment. Maybe a knuckle sandwich or two? Bakul takes a couple steps toward him. He starts backing up. I can return you home to Vana'diel. To perish in a world to which one bears no ties is ill-fitting adventurers of your caliber. Would you not agree? Let me send you back where you belong. There's no denying I long to see our home, but I also long to see our friend here bring you to justice. Without me, you'll be stranded. You would really forsake your only means of returning home for this brute you've but recently met? It matters not when we met, nor whether he means to repay any kindness shown him. He's our friend. We don't need any more reason than that. Sareel clenches a fist, hand shaking, dashes it. Fools, all of you! Such childish naivete is why you could never be king, and why you will inevitably play into the hands of Alexandria's queen. Trust is how you find yourself a tool, used and cast aside like so much rubbish, but I will be a tool no longer. If you would throw in your lot with the other refuse, then it would be my pleasure to mark this your grave. And he whips out his staff again. You will die here, mourning the world you will never set your eyes upon again. Thrusted into the air, black-purple magic at the end of it. Casts a fireball at Priest. Aljal knocks it aside with a shield. Mystic Head blasts him with some kind of arcane blast. Priest jumps from behind Aljal and does a, electrified jump kick, knocking him down. You have strength enough to stand on your own, so why? He says to me, I think. My options are sometimes strength alone isn't enough, or it's more fun this way, or what good is joy without those to share it with? What good is joy without those to share it with? Aljal comes up at my side, a little bit off, but up close. I can think of few pleasures in life greater than shared victory after a grueling trial against powerful foes. A joy shared is a joy doubled, as they say. Sareel Ja hangs his head. I will never understand such folly. Some Landsguard come running in. Live long enough and maybe you'll find someone to thaw that icy heart of yours. After you've atoned for your crimes, of course. Bakul comes up to all of us as well. Thank you, but what will you do now? What? You mean about us getting home? It's fine, really. This place has kind of grown on me. Oh, my dear Priest, is remaining in this world truly your wish? Some voice I don't know right now. Shentoto! Where's the rhyme? I didn't hear a rhyme yet. Shentoto? But how? Says Aljal. Might we say the unsightly decor in this place? Bakul looks to me. The Mystic Head says, I take it you're an ally then? Very well, let us return to Mamuk. Shentoto nods and smiles. She is an extremely powerful black mage. Let's see what she can do for Priest and Aljal. Talk to Shentoto back in Mamuk. We got teleported there. That was nice of them. Cutscene again. This is the normal Shentoto music in Final Fantasy XI. These Mamulja have shown me no hostility. How novel, beastmen versed in civility. But where is the one who escorted us here? Is it rare for their two-headed ilk to appear? As head of their guard, he has simply gone to apprise them of what took place in the Skydeep Cenote. More importantly, Shentoto, might I ask? She turns to him. Silence! I hear the deafening screech of the wheels in your mind turning, but fret not, you shall have the explanation for which you are clearly yearning. To begin, as I'm sure you already know, I hail from Vana'diel, the one and only Shentoto. And it was you two who bested this magic doll, a rather amusing and unexpected sight to see myself fall. I thought it peculiar that an echo would pit a decoy against us. Echo, an interesting name for the creatures we felled, much like you, born from memories of our home as well. I have a little bit of shock on my face for a second. She turns to me. A truth anyone with eyes could plainly see, well made, like my dolls, but no true article like me. So it really is you, Dox? Or rather, a doll created by the real you, who now speaks through you? This is all a little confusing. Dox? Says Cenote. Shakes her head no. Ahem. Even here, I'm glad to see you're the same as ever, my dear. My cross-rift research was proceeding apace, when I sensed a disturbance in that interplanar space. I was being watched. I was being watched. The nerve, the gall. To end his curiosity, I sent this magic doll. To find both Jeuno and Windurst here was quite the surprise. Not one, but two faithful replicas. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was also a half-made bestock, shoddy work at best. The echo of a certain engineer could have built it with zest. His absence meant there was no guilt in laying the city to rest. So she destroyed the half-hearted attempt at bestock that Sareel Ja was making? And soon after we found you beset upon by more of those strange creatures. Not that they would prove more than a mere trifle for you, of course. In that first instant we met, I knew right away you posed me no threat, and yet the thrill of a good fight fills me with such delight, I could hardly resist trying to set you both alight. Ho! She kind of rubs her hands together with a smile. Alzal just kind of shakes his head and shrugs, and I take a half step back, like, what? As you might have guessed, Cenote is wont to get a little carried away when the mood strikes her, he says to me. In any case, you'll be happy to know that Sareel Ja, the fiend responsible for preying on the memories of Vana'diel, has been apprehended. You needn't worry about any more prying eyes in the midst of your work. If the trouble has passed, then my work here is through. This doll would return home, but what of you two? Both your 11 cores appear compromised, so it's hard to say how much longer you'll survive. Prisha's shocked at this. Alzal doesn't really react. Both our cores? He nods. He was in all the fights yesterday, so 'twould seem our battle with Shinryu took a heavy toll. Cenote puts hands on hips, takes them off. If you wish to come along, you need only ask. Ensuring your safe passage is a simple enough task. They're both shocked at this. Prish closes her eyes, bows head a little bit, opens them, smile. The offer's appreciated, but I think I'd rather stay. There's still a lot of adventuring I've left to do with Mercy. I would stay as well. I'll not deny it is a choice made with some reluctance, but if my time is short, I would spend it here, on an adventure with my friends. Prish gives a fist and palm when she looks at him. I cross my arms and look at the both of them. Go. You should leave. But my options are, if you don't mind waiting, our adventure doesn't have to be here. Or, I'd rather you show me around Vana'diel. Oh, if only. Oh my god. I'd rather you show me around Vana'diel. This is the music of Bestock. Bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, sorry. I have so much nostalgia. An adventure in Vana'diel? Are you serious? I nod. That's a wonderful thought, but how in the world do you plan to make it over there? I just pat my chest a couple times and smile. I suppose I shouldn't put it past you to find a way. Then it's settled. We'll save our adventuring for Vana'diel. With any luck, we'll have found a solution to our electro predicament by the time you arrive. But before we go, could we see maybe just a little more of Tuliyollal? Tacos? It's only right we say our goodbyes, and I've still plenty left to pester you about besides. Is she rhyming like Cenote? Bakul comes walking up at this moment. Did I hear that right? You're looking to take a trip to Tuliyola? Sorry, to take a trip around Tuliyola? In that case, there's at least one place I'd like you to take you along the way. Priest gets a tiny, like, oh, and then nods and smiles. Noting the contrast with Vana'diel has been a real treat, so I'm coming along too, and that's that, my sweet. Just as well. Something tells me I would regret leaving you to your own devices. She crosses her arms and kind of giggles. She does the little, yeah. I suppose the dirigible landing is as good a place as any to start. When you're ready, we'll meet you there. I wave. Like, we got it, dude. The four of them go walking off. Can I not just go? Damn. Also, apologies, but there are 2 bonus fates. We get these pills to swallow, that and this, these and those. No one knows. Even with all the nostalgia that I have for that game, going back is entirely out of the question. Playing the game, going through all of the mission, I guess there are missions, because you have to build your rank in order to really like progress through any kind of actual story. Like all of that stuff is fun. Leveling is fun for the most part. Getting all the trust and being able to play with trust, which is somewhat, I wouldn't say new, but it's newish. That's all very fun as well. However, it's when you get to the late game, you actually want to like get the good gear to then do the other cool late game stuff. That process it's insane. It's a lot. This is child's play in comparison. Although it took me a good amount of work to be able to craft the gear that is currently at least very, very close to the best available gear. That you don't have to like run savages and shit like that for. I don't get people asking for help with the dungeon. Like, you just queue for it, and the group will be able to do it, and that's pretty much that. It's not hard. In fact, I think this most recent dungeon, the Unmaking, was one of the easiest I've seen in a while. Like, everything was pretty straightforward to dodge, which is nice. It was still a lot of things you needed to dodge. And again, kind of knowing the fight is what I always say is the best thing to do, but not everybody agrees with me. There were people in the raid last night that were typing out, like, don't spoil this for others, which I sort of took to mean, like, don't go over the mechanics so that we don't fail horribly and have to bang our heads against the wall over and over again. They kind of did say that, like, there were people that preferred to experience it for the first time, and I'm like that with the story. Like, don't ruin the story for me. Don't ruin the surprises, but you can tell me some of the mechanics. A lot of the mechanics are the same things you see in a lot of dungeons, so it's not that's not a big deal at all. There were mechanics last night that were repeat like you saw the same boss do the same mechanic multiple times. Stuff baffles me beyond, I don't know, like an absolute lack of any kind of pattern or just recognition in general. But I am possibly too hard on people. I don't know. I kind of felt bad today. I don't think I was a complete jerk. And I mean, I didn't type out my thoughts, so like, unless that person watches my video, there's no way. Oh, they're looking for help with the extreme version. Yes, that is something you want to mention, for sure. Jeez. Every time I see this green patch, I shortly believe there is a leaf quest here because the leaves are green circles. I think I could have just gone to Tuliolo. But I got 2 bonus fates out of it. More bicolor gemstones are used right now to buy rank 8 materia, like this one or the crit one, for my my tank. Well, actually, for all of the jobs that I'm getting to 80 currently, that's the material they'll be using for the level 80 gear. For level 80 through 89. Anywho, we've made it to Tuliolo. We talked to Bakul to continue. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. I've been making you wait, I'm sorry. Before I turn to my own business, I'm sure there are a few places in particular you'd like to visit before returning home. While you see to Aljal and Prish, I will show Shantoto the city. Once everyone has finished, we can reconvene at Ixbaliev TA. If I didn't know better, I'd say Bakul Jaja has grown a touch more hospitable since first we met. Shall we start by paying a visit to the Landsguard? They have been a pretty big help, haven't they? All right, let's head to Bright Plume Post. Being our last time and all, I'd like to take in the sights a little along the way, if it's all the same to you. Once again, they are following. We will have optional talkies, which I will take full advantage of. Could teleport straight there, but optional talkies. Optional dialogue. All right, we'll get the same one out of the way. So small talk. Even should we be worlds apart, ours is an adventure I will never forget. Preach small talk. Tuliolo sure is a wonderful place. Okay, and then the real meat and potatoes. Discuss their memories of Yak Tural. During our time in Kozamauka, the Moblins told me of the Potsworn and their practices to foster an environment for crafting the greatest gold and metal work in Tural. Such disparate peoples working together in such a fashion is something you would never see in our world. It's perhaps what I'll miss the most when we return home. And Preesh. The Pelu over in Urkopacha sure have an interesting way of talking about money, don't they? Makes me want to go and visit just to hear them haggle. They all seem to be such shrewd salesfolk, too, always finding just what I was looking for before I even asked. Bleeding mind readers, I tell you. Oh. Someone... I don't know if you're reading the text and you probably shouldn't be, I should have it off, but somebody in the free company put /J to indicate they were joking. I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody use /J for that purpose. Usually they do /S for sarcasm. And I think anybody else reading that was probably like taking them seriously because they didn't know what /J was. And that was what a little bit of a misconception or a miscommunication was just there. We've made it to the market area. Aljal. Bayside Bevy memories. I feel I owe a great deal to the merchants of this market and the supplies they furnished me with for our adventures. One can never be too prepared, though Preesh would perhaps disagree. A look equal a bag full to bursting with potions. Old habits die hard, I suppose. Well, I didn't really use a bunch. I didn't use potions often or almost ever in that game unless I was soloing something and it was level capped, and the only real way to survive would be to use potions, which I'm pretty sure you can spam. There was no like 2-minute cooldown. And I do remember using a drink called the Jeuno drink, which gave you 3 MP back per tick, which seems like nothing in a game where you have 10,000 MP, but that's not what it was in Final Fantasy XI. And you would use that Jeuno drink in the level 20 mini tuning fork summoner battles in order for you to be able to solo Carbuncle against whatever avatar you were trying to gain control of. And those solo battles were super nerve-wracking. You could fail just because of RNG. Even with the perfect strategy, you could still fail because of RNG, and you'd have to wait for another tuning fork. And you have to wait for your 2-hour to come back up, because you could get another tuning fork rather easily. But you did have to wait for your 2-hour to come back because you needed your 2-hour to have Carbuncle use Searing Light as many times as possible, which required at least 40 MP because using the Astral Flow ability of the currently summoned avatar required double your summoner level in mana. Anyway, sorry. Here's Preesh, Bayside Bevy. Seeing the fresh produce at the stall over there puts me in mind of all the amazing food we've had here in Tyrol. Alpaca steaks, Zeebrugge Piebel, the mate tea cookies? What I wouldn't give for more cookies. And the Alexandrians were no slouches with their cooking either, though I wasn't expecting cultivated meats. So many tasty foods I haven't had time to eat. So many desserts. I just had a flash to 11 of Preesh with like one of those kind of big turkey legs in her hand and just taking a huge bite out of it. I feel like that happened, but could be my brain making up a memory. Not sure. All right. So we've completed what kind of is a J shape. We're heading toward the top of the J. Uppercase. Not that it matters, I guess. And we have one more optional Taki. And then we will talk to a Landsguard over to the east to continue the quest, like the mandatory continue. Here's Aljal, Memories of Zok Tyrol. Before I forget, I meant to ask you about those talking catfish. Are they also considered one of the tribes of people here? I think they're called the Namazu? Whenever I see them, I instinctively wish to protect them and their adorable little faces. Were they not so violent, I would be sorely tempted to take one back home with us. Preesh, Zok Tyrol. The other day I was talking to someone in the outskirts who was torn about going home to Tuliolal, there being there being that 30-year time gap and everything, I know what it's like to lose time, which is why I told them they should make that trip while they still can. Even if there's people they lost in that 30 years, there could still be people here waiting for them. I wonder if they're already here. And then we head east into the Bright Plume Post. We talk to the Landsguard messenger, who has been the one to continue with each, what are they called? Damn it. With each, not expansion, patch, with each patch. Ah, welcome back. On behalf of the Landsguard, you have our sincerest thanks. As I'm sure you already know, Sareel Ja is being held in one of our cells and awaits sentencing by the Wing of Reflection. There was a time when his crimes against Taral and the throne would have undoubtedly resulted in his death. That said, I believe redemption is not impossible. Bakul Jaja has proven that, though there is also the matter of lives lost at Sareel Ja's hands. But these are matters you needn't concern yourselves with any longer. I take it you'll soon be setting off somewhere? We are, as it happens, home. We thought it only right to come and say goodbye. Could you also pass along our thanks to Kikwazana? Yes, of course. I've no doubt he'll be sad to see you go, as will the rest of the Landsguard. May you both have a safe journey. He gives a little hand-to-chest bow. I don't know why Joffrey's looking at me into it. Speaking of which, if we have no other stops to make, then let us make for FFXIV. Speaking of things I gotta do, is it character configuration? Oh. I messed up. I was supposed to do others in my video yesterday. I am the dumb. Anyway, I only did my own. Wait, what? Oh, that's the diner. I don't know why I thought it was a different zone or a town in a zone or... And then there was an argument about, apparently some people that are probably wrong think that /J is like the universally accepted little indicator typey thingy for joking. Again, it's always been /S for me, but in this mandatory circle we have Aljal to continue the quest. Well, here we are, though I see no sign of Bakul Jaja. Perhaps the tavern keep has seen them. Cutscene. The red-skinned lion tavern keep man, Baruch Evu. Come with colorful company today, I see. Will it be just the three of you? We're expecting 2 more, actually. Up, we can hear the stomping of Bakul and Shentoto walking in front of him. Sorry to keep you waiting. Addressing all her questions proved more time-consuming than I anticipated. And address them he did, without a moment's hesitation. The Mamulja of this world have exceeded my, admittedly low, expectations. Mighty just kind of goes, Before you all leave, I wanted to treat you to one last round of tacos. Let's find a place to sit. Preesh gives a cheer. I smile and nod and cross my arms. Preesh's excitement grows a tiny bit. The scene transitions with a black screen to Preesh, myself, and Aljal sitting at a table. Preesh once again admiring her taco. Aren't you going to eat? I swear the tacos here in Tuliola will change your life, she says to Shentoto. While the offer is appreciated, this doll needs only magics to be duly satiated. And Preesh nods and starts chomping. Aljal and I give nods to each other and start chomping ourselves on a black screen though. Plates cleared. Wow, these tacos are as amazing as Aunt T's. Brooke says, if I might have your attention, everyone, today we would offer you all a special treat. A treat for the ears. Is it the girl? It is. It's the redhead girl who we helped, find. A special performance by Skoria, the up-and-coming songstress, hailing from... God damn it, I didn't know it was not clickable. I might have to be fast with this. I'm just going to read the lyrics, if there are lyrics. She kind of clasps her hands in front of her chest. This also reminds me of Final Fantasy XI. It could be the music that plays during some of the missions with Prish and Ulmia. An Elysian man, kind of vampire-like colored skin. Jasper, my, what are the chances we would meet again here of all oh, that's her father, duh. What are the chances we meet here of all places? She's been practicing every day since you left, determined to realize her dream of becoming a songstress. Imagine our surprise when Baruch Evu approached us, asking if she could hold performances at his establishment. Some people are gathered around her a little bit. Just a few. Admiring, enjoying. Okay, now we're up to 6. 5. She opens her eyes, finishes her song, hand to chest, gives a bow. Much applause. She runs over to us. Prish, specifically. Prish! So, what did you think? I'm finally doing it, bridging the gap between Tuliolol and Alexandria through music. Prish stands and nods to her. Hands on hips, or fists on hips. Absolutely incredible. I'm glad I got to hear you sing before I had to leave. She looks sad. Leave? Does this mean you're finally going back home? Prish nods. Sadness continues for a few seconds, but then she smiles. In that case, I'll just have to go and sing there someday. I'll be the best singer they've ever seen. Prish smiles. No doubt about that. Looking forward to it. And Skoria gives a little, fired up body scrunch. We talk to Prish to continue. Mouth-watering tacos and an unforgettable serenading from Skoria. What more could I possibly want? Time, I guess, but there's no point in trying to delay the inevitable. All right, we're ready to go, she says to Shentoto. Then let us make for Jeuno without delay. The connection home is strongest there and will help us on our way. Will you be seeing us off, or are you planning to stay? I will accompany them. You gonna teleport me? That'd be nice. Yay! As you can tell by the music, we're in Jeuno. Behind this wall is, should be, if we look directly this way, there's going to be stairs that go up into the residential area. To the right would go to Lower Jeuno. No, sorry, would go to Port Jeuno. To the left would go to Upper Jeuno. Like a spiral staircase. Yeah, spiral staircase. Talk to Shentoto, another cutscene. If we have no further cause for delay, I shall plot a course for home and show you the way. Concentrate on home, hold its picture in your mind. Reach out with all your heart, and the path twixt worlds will answer in kind. Aljal closes his eyes, as does Prish. Head bowed a little bit, both of them concentrating. We see a white flash, black screen. We see flashcards of Jeuno, the Boyata tree, Bastok, airships. Too quick. Ottergon. This is actually the opening scene Oh, that'd be something to show you guys. But you can watch it. Shantoto's hands start to glow with purple energy. She pushes the energy toward both of my friends. They glow white, flash white, and a portal opens up nearby. Oh, well done. I'm impressed. Pupils worthy of merits, and that is no jest. I confess you have potential. You're not just all bluster. Certainly better than a certain total loser could muster. Does she remember the black mage stuff we've done together? Alright then, until we meet again. And she turns and waddles, as Taru tend to do, to the portal, and portals out. I look over to my friends, who are now glowing, kind of translucent for a second. Bakul and I are worried for a second. I guess we may have overdone it a little with Shinryu, says Preesh. We had a lot of fun times here, didn't we? And yet so many interesting people. And met so many, probably unmet. I'll treasure these memories of Tyrell for all my days, however many that may be. And I expect to see you in Vana'diel someday, you hear? That big world of ours will always be waiting. Waiting for you. I give a little, sad smile and nod. It is strange to think I will soon live alongside those selfsame adventurers whose memories created me. Stranger still that you too may someday cross paths with them. Hand on chest, eyes closed, head bowed. Should that day ever come, I hope you will afford them the same kindness you gave me. They both look to me, and invite them on an adventure to create new memories all their own. I'm actually still in the Discord that I didn't create the link shell in that game that I joined and, did stuff with, but I created the Discord for that link shell, and when I stopped playing the game, I handed it over. It's still active. They're very active. I pop in there from time to time, and they'll post videos, and some of them stream. I don't talk, because I don't have any clue what the fuck they're talking about. But, yeah. I hate to interrupt, but I don't think it's wise to waste any more of the little time they have left. I cross my arms and give a tiny glare at him, but he turns away from all of us. But you should come back for tacos sometime. We're comrades now, after all. He doesn't want them to see. And we've always been short on those, eh, brother? Says the mystic. He turns back. Take care, you two, and safe travels. They both nod. They both turn and walk toward the portal. They kind of pause at the edge of it. Turn back one more time. Until next time, Bakul Ja, Mercy. She waves. They turn back. Take a couple more breaths. And portal out. And the portal disappears. You didn't have to have... Actually, sorry, you could just have one name in that game as opposed to this game that makes you have a first and last. And the human female that I played for basically the entire game, I tried the Galka a bit, and I liked it for certain things, but once I made the human female and I got the name Iserman, who happens to be one of my... Can't really play any other character. And then and in that game, as with this game, you can play one character for all of the jobs. I think they recently made it so you can switch jobs in the field, just as long as you're not in combat, like you can here, but I don't know for sure. I feel like I read that. There's also a private server that somebody manages that gives... Like they're trying to keep the game running, and they're kind of making little tweaks and like betterments of it here and there, and that might have been where I heard that you can change. But otherwise, you'd have to go to your Mog house or like some little rent-a-moogle thing, or a moogle in a city somewhere. And anyway, Bakul Jaja to continue. It suddenly seems so quiet now. Dry your tears, brother. You still have me. What tears? Out of the two of us, I'm the strong one. We should be heading back to Mamook. I'm sure Mother is curious to know what's become of Aljal and Prish. I'm just gonna teleport this time. No more tears, tears. I started the game in my, well, I guess it's like your apartment. Like, well, no, I don't own any real estate in this game, so whatever it's called, but my room, my in room, and I forgot to kind of check if I hadn't turned the sound on by that time. I play without sound unless I'm making a video because I like to watch something on the other screen. Or we talked to Bakul's mom, get a cutscene to finish this quest. Malalja. Ah, you've returned, Mercy, but where are Alzal and Prish? Have they? Yes, Mother, they've returned home. A bittersweet parting, I'm sure. Those you consider friend are few and far between. That was a little bit of a diss. I didn't say they were friends, he says after kind of like his jaw dropping for a second. Turns the one head to the side. They're comrades. Prish, Aljal, and Mercy. Nothing anyone says will change that. Mystic Head smiles. I smile. So does the mom. Mighty Head's avoiding eye contact. In comes one of the dudes that looks like Sareel Ja, but it's Sareel Ja. I don't remember who he is in comparison, like in relation to anybody here. But he's one of the magic casting Mamook. It would be remiss of me not to offer thanks as well before you go. I shudder to think what would have happened not only to Mamook, but all of Tuliolal had you not come to our aid. Threatened by our own ritual magics, no less, never could we have imagined them being combined with Electrope to serve such nefarious ends, which is why the techniques for conjuring shades will henceforth be forbidden, never to be passed down to future generations. I think he's the one that gave us the test where we had to fight. I had to control Mercy and fight against his like summoning version of Bakul or Galul Jaja, the once king. But I give him a nod, like that makes sense. We might have walked a similar path if not for you and Wuklamat. We made many Mystic Head now. We made many mistakes during the Rite of Succession, hurt many people. Despite all we've done, we were given a second chance, and so long as there are those who believe in us, we will keep trying to live up to their expectations. We've found the right path now, and won't stray from it again. We refuse to be a burden to our comrades. The mystic Mamook turns to him. Bakul Ja. It's not too late to find yours as well, Father. Oh, that's his dad, okay. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that people need only the opportunity to change. He kind of looks down at the ground. Perhaps you're right, son. Perhaps you're right. But that mighty head smiles. Toothy smile. Sharp, toothy smile. Shark teeth kind of looking. If you're ever in need of help again, don't hesitate to call on me. Your enemies will rue the day they met Bakul Jaja. I don't know why I took a half step back, but I would happily accept that offer. The mystic head turns to the side. Perhaps violence shouldn't be our first solution? You could learn a thing or two from the vow of reason, brother. And once again, open mouth of mighty head. Do you suppose Prish and Aljal made it home safely? I hope they can come back and see us someday, says Malalja. My options are, perhaps I'll find a way to go and visit them first. Or they will, I'm sure of it. Perhaps I'll find a way to go and visit them first. A little bit of surprise from Mom, and then a smile. I turn to look at, like, out the door at the beautiful neonish trees. Whoa. We get 7,000 gil, 5th ode, a time for prayer orchestration roll, happily ever after orchestration roll, one last time orchestration roll, main theme from Final Fantasy XI orchestration roll. I already have that. And Echoes of Vana'diel Framers Kit. I think that's for your portrait, which I haven't played around too much with. The memories abiding within Jeuno stir once more. Perhaps the adventurers there have new knowledge to share with you. What? Really? Oh, we have black screen, now white screen, slowly lit up. We see a night sky, kind of the flow of many stars and kind of a river. Aljal and Priest are walking along with Shantoto, or just walking in this kind of like between worlds space. Literally space. Camera zooms on Priest for a minute. Shantoto for a minute. A few seconds, sorry. On Aljal's feet as he stops walking. Turns back to look at the portal. Smiles. Priest, fists on hips. Something wrong? I can't click, so I gotta be quick here, sorry. It's nothing, just thinking on all we've been through. It was some adventure. His smile deepens a little bit. Flash of white, we see him hurt on the ground. At the beginning of our journey, I had nothing. So he's passed out. Some Amuk found him. Another flash. We see no name, no memory of who I was, only a vague sense of duty to guide me. We see kind of our square off with Prish and Sareel Ja when we first met them. We see with each battle we found our way forward, and eventually I would remember. Is this outside of Sandoria, or... That doesn't look familiar to me. Appreciating a taco. I remembered what it was I was fighting to protect. Prish and Scoria. Something more valuable than any treasure. The four of us, Prish, you fight to protect it as well, which is why I know we will meet again. Myself, Prish, Aljal, and Bakul on some ledge, probably overlooking Tuliyola from the highest point. Until that day, and we're back to Aljal. He turns back to Prish. Let's be off. Adventure calls. She nods. My God, it would be such an undertaking to go back to that game, start fresh, and make videos of all the mission storylines and all of the side quests. We'll leave the light on. We see kind of an old-timey drawing picture of, I would say maybe a warrior, white mage, thief, rogue, paladin, red mage, black mage. Man, they're really pulling the heartstrings of Final Fantasy XI players, I'll tell you that much right now. Get an achievement on the other side. Complete the quest Distant Promises, yeah. It's been a longer video than I ever thought it would be. One last time. Go to my in room and we'll listen to the music. Oh, it doesn't keep a music choice? That's weird. I would have thought. Okay, so Fifth Ode. I don't know this one at all. Happily Ever After. This feels a little bit like the music that played when you were creating a character, but it's not. No. One last time. Oh, this is extremely familiar. Like this would play kind of toward the end of a storyline. God, I don't remember exactly when or. I've already played this for you. I highly recommend, just for the heck of it, just to kind of see what it is, I highly recommend finding on YouTube the opening, like when you first get the game and you get this, you get the video, you know, the intro video to it, like you do with all these expansions. Highly recommend watching that if you've enjoyed kind of any of these little mini storylines, because it is really cool. It's basically a massive battle, and it's kind of showing you the battle that took place and why the world is as it currently is. Like the world that you're entering, why it is the way it is. I forgot what I had it at. We will actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's really quickly jump back over to Jeuno and see if there is any new information. Like, maybe Preesh is in there. Who knows? I think it'll be worth, well, it'll either be worth it or it won't, but it will take like a minute to get there, so. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Nope. They're all the same. It's all the same. Only the names will change every day. Yeah. She's talking about the mat fight. Okay. Every time I think I've reached... Oh, fuck. The Mithra in that game, a lot of R's like this, like for rolling their R's. Every time... I can't do it, though. Every time I think I've reached my potential, there's always one man I can count, so I can rely on to push me past my limits. He asked me for the most peculiar things, like papyrus and rusty knickknacks, but his final trial is a fight against the old man himself. M-A-A-T. Matt. I've already lost him 20 times now. Yeah, it was hard for some jobs. Don't think I'm forcing you, he says, but it just makes me want to try it harder. Next time I plan to overwhelm him with a barrage of Arrow 3. If I recall correctly... No, you had to beat him on every job in order to progress that job. Okay, so after 50... You actually had to start... Was it 50 or 75? There was a point in time where you actually had to start unlocking higher levels. You'd only had to do it on one job. Now that I'm you could do it on all of them, and eventually if you did it on all of them, you would get the Matt's cap, which was like +3 to agility, strength, mind, intellect, whatever. I think I never got it because I never did it, but you could. Why are they all red mages? Anyway, can I jump? Yeah. Oh, you also couldn't jump in that game, so you'd always have to find the stairs or the elevator or something like that. Can we go in here? I forgot. Yes, we can. Hume Paladin, Elven Monk. Actually, what do you guys have to say? My Moogle companion recently taught me about merit points. Okay, merit points are one of the things I talked about in Abyssia, where you would, like, that was one of the best places to farm experience points to then buy merit points, which can be used to further improve my abilities. The hunting required for it demands considerable offensive capabilities, and so my comrades were often reluctant to let me join them, which is why I gave up my sword and shield for two-handed blades. Yeah, Paladin's A+ weapon, so every weapon, every class had their own, well, except for, there was one, but every class for the most part had an A+ weapon. For Warrior, it was Great Axe. Their A- weapon was an axe. For Paladin, it was one-handed sword, but they were kind of either A- or B+ with a great sword. Scythe for Dark Knight, you know, the list goes on. And that, you actually had to level up your skill with weapons, so you either had to hit or miss. Both of those things would help you level up the skill. Wait. No, I think you had to hit. I think you had to hit. So, like, leveling up your weapon against a target way higher level than you just because somebody else is tanking it, and you can, if you can't hit it, you can't get skills from it. But like an A+ weapon, let's say it goes up to 650 skill points, and that directly influences your attack power and your accuracy. An A- weapon might go up to 640. So you would always have 10 less accuracy and attack power using the A- weapon, but there were a lot of situations where that wasn't that big of a deal, and whatever benefits you could gain, like skill chain wise or statistics wise from an A- weapon, were sometimes, in fact oftentimes, a better choice depending on level and your need. But yeah. An elven monk. I don't suppose you know anything about the Bushin, do you? It is said he will grant a black belt to monks who have proven their mastery of the fist. I think I did get a black belt at some point in time. I know I had a purple. I think I got the black at some point. I don't remember for sure. There's a Taru around here somewhere who claims to know where the Bushin is, but he'll only tell me if I can fulfill a number of preposterous requests. I already managed to get a hold of the worm beard he wanted, but now he wants a behemoth tongue. The smart thing to do would be to stick with my brown belt, I think I had one of those too, and leave well enough alone, but the increased speed and resilience a black belt offers is too great to ignore. You know what? I don't think I got a black belt. I think the brown belt was quite a lot more obtainable And I did that. I did purple for sure. I don't think I ever got the black belt. No. Alright. We are officially done with the Jeuno, the Vana'diel quest line. I'll have Jeuno in the background for this sign out. I want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. Let me back up a little bit more. And one last time from Jeuno, maybe forever. Bye-bye for now. Ta-ta for now. Bye.